excited to introduce you all to our first Career Readiness and Management webinar. This series has been created to help walk you through the steps of finding, applying, interviewing, and obtaining that new job that you have your eyes on. This first webinar, as you know, is going to be walking you through the career mapping and job searching process. And we aim to have you walk away from here with a little bit of a better understanding of the fundamentals, as well as the tools to get you started. We'll have some more information about the other sessions and what you can come to expect from them soon. But without further ado, I wanted to welcome our presenters. Today, I'm excited to be joined by my colleagues, Dr. Amy Dietzman, Sarah Snyder, and Jenna Gilio, as they dive into what career mapping is and how to perfect your job searching skills. So I'll let them take it away.
Thanks, Maxine. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the Career C.R.A.M series. This is a 4-part webinar series, both for first-time job seekers as well as those who are looking to make a career change. Here's a quick overview of the series. So today we'll be laying the foundation by exploring career mapping and beginning your job search. Next month, we'll be dissecting the resume writing process and providing pointers on nailing that step of the job hunt process. In our last 2 sessions, we'll be tackling how you can increase your chances of getting the interview, and then interview basics and tips for success in the interview process and beyond. We hope you'll join us for the rest, and we'll provide the specific dates for these sessions at the end of this webinar. My name is Jenna Gilio, and as Maxine said, I am joined by my colleague, Sarah Snyder, Director of Training and Process Improvement, as well as Dr. Amy Dietzman, Senior Director of Learning and Development. If you've attended one of our previous career help webinars, we're going to be taking a little bit of a different approach today. We'll start by defining career mapping and establishing its benefits, followed by a mock career advising session where Sarah and Amy will be posing as job seekers, and I'll be acting as their advisor and coach as they navigate through their job search. We're going to be exploring the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the wealth of tools that it offers to job seekers, as well as discuss how to narrow down their job search. And as always, we'll leave some time at the end for some Q&A. So let's get started. So what is career mapping? Career mapping is a strategy that helps job seekers plan and visualize their career progression. By reflecting on and assessing your skills, experiences, interests, and goals, you can begin to create a roadmap for your future. Taking inventory of your current skills and experiences can help you become more aware of your strengths, as well as identify areas for improvement. Strengths can be leveraged to your advantage by exploring career paths that best align with your skill set. And similarly, recognizing areas for improvement allows you to focus your efforts on acquiring the necessary skills and experiences to help bridge those gaps. Career mapping helps job seekers align their career goals, develop new skills, and in turn, select a career path that is satisfying and fulfilling. So now that we've defined career mapping, let's transition over into our mock career advising session to see what this looks like in practice. Welcome, my job seekers, to Tutor.com Career Advising. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what led you here. We'll start with Amy.
Hi, okay, so I'm Amy, and I am just about to graduate from college. For the past 4 years, I've been working as a hostess in this restaurant in the town where I go to school. It's been a really good job for me while I've been in school. But then I'm going to graduate this spring with a degree in hospitality management, and I really like it. But after working in a restaurant for the past 4 years, I'm kind of over it, and I want to explore other areas where maybe I can apply this experience and this degree.
Awesome. Welcome, Amy. And we'll transition over to Sarah.
Hi, Jenna. My name is Sarah, and I'm currently working as a data entry clerk for a third-party marketing research firm. We analyze data and we create graphic displays of that data for our clients. Ultimately, we propose packaging design changes that we feel will better meet our clients' needs. I'm ready to move on, though, to something different from data entry, preferably into something that uses my creativity, but I'm not sure what my options are. So that's why I'm here, and I'm looking forward to learning what's out there.
Excellent. Thank you both for providing some of that background. Now, before our meeting, I asked you to fill out a questionnaire to help you reflect on your experience and kind of get you thinking about your career goals. So, we're going to refer back to some of those questions and use them as a guide throughout our session. Before beginning your job search, it's important to reflect on and evaluate what you like or dislike about the work that you're already doing. So, start by making a list of your day to day tasks or components of your job. Next to each one, reflect on whether it's something you enjoy or if it's something you'd like to avoid in your next role. This will help you narrow your values and better determine your goals for the future. So let's discuss your responses to these questions from the questionnaire. The first question is, what about your current position do you like and what would you change? Again, we'll start with Amy.
Okay, I really like working with people. I like it when I see some of the regulars that come in weekly to the restaurant where I work, and I can talk to them about their week and how it's going and their kids. So I think for me, relationship building is really fun. And then I also really like being part of a team. I like to help the servers. I don't love, though, that my job is always the same. I would like to do something that's a little bit more of a challenge. I also don't really like that I only work nights and weekends. I mean, it's been really good while I'm in school, but then once I graduate, I really would prefer to work during the day.
Excellent. That's great information. So, going forward, Amy, let's focus on working with people, being part of a team, and working days as we move through this session. How about you, Sarah?
I like helping other companies potentially change their processes by providing them with meaningful analysis of their customers' shopping behaviors or consumers' opinions about products on the market. I like that my position is remote, and I really like the independent nature of my work. But simply looking at data all day long gets tedious. What I would change is moving into a role where I am able to continue using my technical skills, but use them in a way that expresses my creativity more artistically.
Awesome. Thank you. So, it sounds like your focus should be on location, technical creativity, and an independent environment. So, let's keep those in mind going forward in our discussion. Now, after compiling a list of your likes and dislikes, you can begin to take stock of your experiences and skills. So that leads me to my next question. What skills or experience do you possess that could be valuable in a new role? And again, we'll start with Amy.
Well, I'm a people person. And then I'm also really organized. And I think I'm pretty friendly. I'm a really good team player and I really like to collaborate. So I think those are the skills and experience I have.
Those are awesome skills. So let's focus on being friendly, organized, and a good collaborator when looking for the best direction for you. Now let's hear from you, Sarah.
I've worked in the marketing industry for a couple of years now, so I think I bring context to a new role. I am meticulously detail oriented, so I think I could do a very precise job with packaging design if I was going to stay there. Also, once I know a technology, I'm very quick in using it. So I'm able to balance speed and quality very well to produce high quality quickly.
Excellent. Let's keep in mind your industry knowledge and your detail mindedness, as well as your efficiency going forward. Now, it's also important to consider which of your skills and experiences would be transferable into a new role. Transferable skills are the skills you develop in one job that can be transferred to another. Examples of these types of skills include leadership, management, problem solving, collaboration, and communication. We'll cover transferable skills in more detail at one of our next sessions. But for now, know that transferable skills can help demonstrate to employers that you'll be successful in a particular role, even if you aren't necessarily a perfect match for the job description. And of course, the all-important question to consider when beginning your job search. Do you already have an idea of what career or field you'd like to pursue, or do you need a little help exploring this further? Let's hear from you, Amy.
Well, I think I might want to work for a hotel or a bank. I really like customer service. I also really like hospitality. I think that I might like working in more of a business setting. I just don't really know what kind of business. I'm not really sure, and I do need some help.
Okay, those are great first thoughts. Hospitality plays a big role in hotels, banks, and other businesses where customer service is a central tenet. So, this is a great way to move out of the restaurant industry, but still remain focused on your degree area of hospitality. What about you, Sarah?
I would really love to pursue a career like in graphic design or something similar, maybe in packaging design. But there could be other artistic avenues that are like marketing adjacent that I don't really know about. At my current company, there are comparable roles to what I would like to have, but the turnover is super low and they don't really encourage entry level interest or have a desire to see me move out of my current role. So I don't feel supported to move in this direction with my current company.
That's a great focus with enough breadth for some options. So let's move forward, focusing on the artistic industries like graphics, packaging, or maybe just marketing in general. Now, even if you have a good idea of the career path you'd like to pursue, I always like to recommend first taking a career assessment. Career assessments aim to help job seekers build awareness of their skills, aptitudes, and values, and determine where they might fit within the job market. Many of these assessments will provide suggested fields, specific roles, and even related degrees. There are tons of career assessments out there and many that are free to take, but my personal favorite is offered through careerexplorer.com. Their free career assessment takes about 30 minutes to complete and results in a complete personality report, which includes personality characteristics based on your responses to their questions. It also provides ideal career pathways and training opportunities for you to consider exploring, and any notable degree suggestions if pursuing further education is a good option for you. It also provides a variety of detailed reports. Some other career assessments worth considering are Career Fitter and Truity. I'd suggest taking a variety of assessments if you can, so you can compare your results. So, you've reflected on your likes and dislikes, you've inventoried your transferable skills and experiences, and maybe even taking a career assessment or two. So, how do you actually begin your job search? Well, whether you already have a goal position or field in mind, or if there are any you'd just like to begin exploring, the Occupational Outlook Handbook is an excellent resource. Simply visit the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics website at bls.gov and click on the Publications tab. From there, select the Occupational Outlook Handbook. You can then use the search bar to begin exploring your desired position or any other position you might be interested in. And if you have your mobile device handy, you can also do a quick scan of one of their provided QR codes to download the handbook app. Now, Sarah, since you know you're interested in graphic design, we'll use that as an example. After searching graphic designer, we're brought to this page. From here, there's several tabs that we can explore across the top, from what they do, what their work environment is like, how you can become one, what the pay looks like, their job outlook, etc. Now, just below those tabs, we can also view a summary, which provides a handful of facts about the position at a glance. In this case, we can quickly identify the median salary for graphic designers as of 2022 was about $58,000 per year. It typically requires a bachelor's degree, and the position is expected to grow 3% by 2032, which is just about average. Now, based on your questionnaire, I know you're interested in, but not completely sold on graphic design. A great tool for you to explore would be the Similar Occupations tab. Here, you can browse a list of occupations with job duties that are similar to those of graphic designers. You can also view a brief description of each role and learn about any entry-level education requirements and median salary. So of this list here, do any of these occupations pique your interest?
I hadn't really considered anything outside of graphic design, but this list does look pretty interesting. Desktop publishing maybe and technical writing appeal to me, but probably what's most appealing is the last one on the list, the web developers and digital designers.
Okay, so let's go with that one. We'll start by selecting the web developers and digital designers role to learn more. So looking at this page, Sarah, what can you gather from the summary it provides here? How does it compare to what we just learned about graphic design?
The biggest similarity I see is that they both tend to require a bachelor's degree, so wouldn't need extra education for either one. But the median salary for this one is a whole lot higher, and the job outlook over the next 10 years is a lot higher too, at 16%. Those seem like strong arguments for web developing over graphic design. I'd be curious to see how some of the other similar occupations that interested me measure up.
Yeah, these are all really important things to keep in mind. And actually, we can use another tool to explore some of those other similar occupations here in just a moment. So we'll come back to those. Amy, let's try using the Occupational Outlook Handbook to learn more about one of your fields of interest. Since you're interested in working in a hotel, let's try searching lodging manager. Now, based on this summary, what can you gather about lodging managers?
Hmm. Well, I can see that the median pay is around $62,000 a year. And I can also see that it doesn't necessarily require a bachelor's degree or extensive experience in a related profession. The job outlook, I think it seems pretty positive because it's expected to grow 7% over the next 10 years. And it says that's faster than average. So that seems good.
Yeah, that's right. So, how does this information kind of align with your personal needs and goals?
Well, the salary and job outlook are both pros, but I think I'd still like to learn more about what experience would be required to break into this type of role.
The Occupational Outlook Handbook has a tool for that too. So if we navigate over to the How to Become One tab, we can learn more about what experience employers in this field will be looking for. So what qualifications can you identify here?
Hmm. Well, it looks like there are a few ways to gain entry into this position, including a bachelor's degree in hospitality. Good for me because I'm already on track to earn my degree there.
That's right. It sounds like working toward your degree would be a step in the right direction here. Another way to give yourself a leg up would be to gain some related experience in the field before you graduate. So let's navigate over to that similar occupations tab again to learn about your options. I see a few jobs here that don't require a bachelor's degree. Food service managers, gambling service workers, and property and community association managers might be worth exploring a little bit farther if you'd like to start gaining experience right away. Another helpful tool offered by the BLS is the Employment Projections tool. This tool provides a comprehensive list of job positions and allows job seekers to filter them by projected growth, number of job openings, required education or work experience, etc. If you're a job seeker but you don't necessarily have a particular position or field in mind, this tool can help you narrow your search by allowing you to work backwards to identify occupations that align with your personal needs and goals. Here's what the Employment Projections tool looks like up close. This table includes information for all occupations with different options to filter that information. In this case, I filtered by employment percent change between 2022 and 2032. Now, on the left-hand side, I can see the top occupations for this filter. In this case, they include wind turbine technicians, nurse practitioners, and data scientists. One way I could use this tool would be to choose my filter and continue to scroll down that list until I found a role that interested me. Another option would be to use the search field to search by occupation. So Sarah, let's come back to the technical writer and desktop publisher positions that you mentioned interested in before. We're going to use those as examples. Now, if you search and click on technical writers, you'll see a list of roles that fall under that occupation type. You can then find information about the role, including employment percent change, median salary, and required education or experience. Similarly, by searching and clicking on desktop publishers, you'll find a list of different types of desktop publishers and other related roles. So, Sarah, what are some key differences that you notice between these roles?
Ooh, the projected growth for the technical writers seems fairly good, while the projected growth for desktop publishers is terrible. That does not seem like a good idea. It also seems that while they have the same education requirement, the median pay is pretty different too, significantly higher for technical writing.
Yeah, these are great observations. So, as you can see, this is another way that you can easily learn about and compare occupations that you're interested in. And remember, once you've gathered a handful of positions that meet your requirements, it's always a good idea to plug those positions back into the Occupational Outlook Handbook that we just explored to learn more about them and discover any similar occupations that might interest you. We've barely just skimmed the surface of the resources available to you. So I highly encourage you to play around with these tools on your own and discover what other information is out there. Now, let's talk about how to narrow down your options once you've identified some fields of interest. This is where we bring it back full circle. Narrowing your options really boils down to these questions. What do you value most in a job or career? And what motivates you? Amy, let's hear from you.
Well, I think I'm mostly motivated by working on a team and knowing that I'm contributing to a greater goal. And I also value helping people. I would also like to work in a job where I know I have growth potential and that I can see a clear path forward for me.
Excellent. That's great. So it sounds like teamwork, growth opportunities, and role and path clarity are really important for you. How about you, Sarah?
Flexibility, variety in my work, and opportunities to continue learning or adding to my skill set are probably the most important things to me. When it comes to salary, I want assurance through comparison to similar roles elsewhere that what I'm being paid is fair for the position, my experience, my efficiency, things like that.
Awesome. Thank you. So it sounds like being able to have the flexibility to move between projects, having multiple different things you're working on so you have that variety, and being challenged with opportunities to learn more are all important to you. When it comes to narrowing your selection, it's important to ask yourself which roles best align with these values. Which roles are you going to feel most motivated and driven by? What sacrifices might you have to make, whether it's time, compensation, or continued education? And are any of those deal breakers for you? Whether you're just setting out into the job market for the first time or aiming to make a career change, these are vital questions to consider so you can ensure the path you're pursuing is one that will lead to satisfaction and fulfillment down the line. That concludes the bulk of our career advising session. Amy and Sarah, what questions do you have for me?
Okay, I have one because I've only been a hostess at a restaurant. So should I still have a LinkedIn profile? And then like what should it look like? What should I put on there?
Absolutely, great question. LinkedIn is a great way to network and explore job opportunities. You should have a presence as soon as you're ready to job search and connect to others in your desired field. Here's what you should probably add to your profile when you want to get started. First, always add a professional picture. You can even add an open to work frame around it so employers know you're in the job market and ready for a job. You can also use the headline to highlight what kind of job you're looking for. Your connections will see this right away and they may be able to help you. Also, ensure you write something professional in the About section to tell your connections more about yourself and what you're passionate about. Add your top skills as well so recruiters and employers can see what transferable skills you have and how you might fit into their organization. And under your experience section, make sure you list out your job accomplishments as a hostess. Did you do anything special or different in that position? Be sure to note it here. Then follow any, excuse me, then follow any companies in the field that you're interested in so you can begin to establish a network in the industry. Connect with those people and comment on posts you notice that align with your personal career goals. Make your presence known. If you see someone that has a job posted that interests you, don't be afraid to message them and ask questions. Here are a couple examples of what this might look like. LinkedIn has a fantastic article with other exemplary profiles that you can explore. You can find a link to that article in the references section at the end of our webinar. So be sure to check that out. Sarah, what questions do you have?
My question would be, how do I find jobs that I can pursue while I'm continuing my education if I need to go back to school to do what I really love that will place me in the field I want to be in as early as possible?
This is also an excellent question. Since you are continuing your education, you'll want to start seeking employment opportunities and roles that are adjacent to your ideal role. So, research some bigger companies in your industry and browse their open positions. The idea is to gain experience and begin networking. So, entry level or junior level positions, administrative roles, or even internships are all great starting points. You can also use the Bureau of Labor Statistics to your advantage. Use the Similar Occupations tab to research adjacent positions that require less education or experience to get your foot in the door. And since you'll be in school, you'll want to take advantage of the Career Services Department at your college or university. They will be able to help you research adjacent roles and connect you with employers and potential job opportunities as well. So you want to take advantage of that. This brings us to the end of our mock career advising session and webinar. That said, please join us on April 9th at our next installment of the series, Resumes and All the Frills, where Amy and Sarah will continue their job search. And don't forget to mark your calendars in May and June to stay tuned for the rest of the C.R.A.M series. And with that, I am going to turn it back over to Maxine to open it up for questions. Thanks,
Awesome.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Before we get to the questions, I did just want to point your attention to the slide. Please do follow us on our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get access to all of our previous webinars. All the recordings do get uploaded there. And if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you'll be notified whenever we have a new series going on. Now, as for questions, one question did come in, and that was about college majors and kind of how that plays into what you can apply for or what jobs you should be looking for. So, for example, if someone has a hospitality degree, does that mean that they're stuck looking at jobs in that area?
That's a great question. This is definitely industry specific. You're not going to get a job as a doctor without a medical degree, but there is a lot of flexibility in other areas. For example, some fields just want you to have a degree. It demonstrates a certain amount of discipline that you've been able to go through that process and complete a degree. And what that degree is in may not be as important. A lot of fields are also more specific in wanting you to have degrees in that background. So, for example, someone who has a degree in mechanical engineering may easily be able to transition into software development. Uh, the fact that they have the degree helps them to get their foot in the door, and they just need the added knowledge to be able to do the job well. But someone who wants to work at probably pretty much anywhere in the medical field needs to have some sort of medical focused degree.
Awesome. We got another question that was actually about high school, and someone trying to get a job and them asking if they should just wait till they're able to fully devote their time to a job, or maybe should they get something part-time at like a local school? Does being in high school impact that at all?
Another great question. I would say that it really depends on your bandwidth. If you're involved in a whole lot of other things at school, such that taking on a job is going to draw away from those things that you're interested in, and you don't have to have a job you might not want to. But that said, if you really are career minded and what you are hoping to get out of high school is preparation for a career, then I would say a part-time job in some field adjacent to something you're interested in is a great way to, number one, get some experience right away. And number two, decide whether or not that is something that you're even interested in. You might think you're all about hospitality, for example. You go get that part-time job in high school at a restaurant and you decide you absolutely hate it. It's great to know that before you get into your degree program.
Awesome. We also did get some questions as to what the links were and kind of what that site was that showed the median or average salary. So would you be able to just highlight those sites again? Perfect. Yeah, so just to remind everybody, in a follow-up email, you will be getting a recording of this webinar as well as all the slides, and that does include our references pages. So you'll have access to a lot of that information if you ever want to take a look at that a bit more. Um, let's see. Now, this is a general question, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to fully answer this. But someone did ask, what job is the best fit for someone who wants to make a fair amount of money while having flexibility?
Yeah, that's not a question I could answer specifically, but I would say going to the employment projections tool that Jenna outlined for us would be a great place to start. There you can find a lot more about what you could expect to make in different positions, a little more about flexibility, research, research, research. That's what I would say about all of this. Go look into the fields that make the most, that have appeal for you, and see which ones are the most flexible in whatever area it is that your definition of flexibility falls.
Perfect. Yeah, and I think that actually answers another question that came in that was similarly from the perspective of an elderly or 60 years or older, what kind of positions we would recommend. I think kind of doing the research, going through the sites that we kind of highlighted and seeing what is available and what you might have related experience to would be really helpful. All right, I'll leave the floor open for another minute or so. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop those into the question box. And if not, again, do keep an eye out for the follow-up email that has the recording, that has the slides that you can download and go through on your own with all of these links that you can see on your screen now, as well as some other information and links to our upcoming webinars. So you can sign up for those. Again, the titles for the next one on April 9th is Resume and All the Frills. Then we will be having a webinar called Applying to Get the Interview, and then lastly, Mastering the Interview and Beyond. So do keep an eye out for all of that information coming your way soon. And it doesn't look like we have any other questions coming in at the moment. So again, thank you everybody for joining us for today's session. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day.